zoomed in and we're higher up.
Lynn. Okay, everybody, attention, let's go. Okay, the entire middle table foams down. Perfect. Okay. We're going to keep this very short, sweet, but I did make a lot of notes because there's a lot of thank yous to do today. First, Mona and Mike, thank you for finding such a beautiful venue for us to have our 2018 soccer event. That's only course one of many more courses to come, so I hope you save some room. You're going to get tired of me saying the word thank you today. It's been a good ride for us, for all of us. Some of us have been here with Robin and I, U8, U9. I think that's when we started. And Ron was coaching back then as well, I think. So, yeah. I remember playing against him. He was a massive guy. I sent Robin always to go talk to him. So, we're going to do our best to make this through as quickly as possible to get everybody hitting their second course. But first of all, deepest thank yous for everybody for all the years that you've been here with us and for being here today. Thank you for that. I'm trying to, I've got a pen because I don't want to miss anybody. Everybody knows how this team came together back U13. For those who don't, I was at the club dropping off some paperwork for my girls' team. Rafa grabs me and he goes, "John, do you think you could make a team out of these boys out there? Andrew and a few of the guys were trying out." I'm like, "I guess so, but I got the girls." He goes, "Yeah, don't worry about the girls. Just come on." So my next call was to my partner in crime, Robin, and he came out on the next tryouts, and lo and behold, we're here. There's been a few practices in between that and today, but there's been a few fines, there's been a few yellow cards, the yellow red card, Luca. There's a guy who plays tough. Gotta love Luca. But Robin, thank you for stepping up right away. You set the bar for all other managers, and a few years later, you went and took on Aaron's team and doing a great job there as well. So thank you. Yeah, you can have. Steve's not here, but I want to say thank you to him. Back in the day, he was instrumental in helping us out in the first few years as well. And again, Steve's working with his younger son, Robson, right now. So a round of applause for Steve, please. Our first daters, I'm going to make sure I don't miss any. Lynn, oh my God. She actually did more repairs via using her mind. Those who remember the Brampton game where Domenico got laid out, and it was... It's called the Lazarus effect. The Lazarus effect, thank you. Yes. So we're actually, Band-Aids were actually on a decline that year because we had win. And that game was an interesting game, so Lynn, thank you. Hubert, Santa Claus, I've told you just about every name this year. Thank you so much. Andrea, James' mom, always there helping us out so much. Dynamic duo of Dorinda, yes, and she laughs at me always. And Leanne, thank you so much. As coaches, knowing that we've got professionals that will take care of the boys the minute that they're injured helps us continue to coach the game, helps us to continue to be focused on the game. Not once did I ever have to worry about anything like that. Just want to make sure. And Hubert, Brenda. Tina, no, I'm standing there. Tina. Right. Last year you were really sneaky. I didn't understand why you always had a camera on the bench last year until at the end. So, yeah, thank you again, Tina. I know a lot of times she's like, okay, John, relax, stop yelling at the referee. So everybody thank Tina for keeping our fines down this year as well. Our equipment manager, one of the best guys on emails, absolutely stellar on responding on emails. Joe Rebella, thank you. So you got the email I sent last night, right? Our photographers, again, Tina, you mentioned here again, Amir and anyone else who helped supply pictures over the last 5 years. Thank you so much for supplying them. This guy here who's videotaping right now as well, Sean, the video paparazzi. Those videos are absolutely imperative when we go back and say, okay, we're going to play this team again and what they do and how they do it. And just so your parents know, there's a microphone on that camera. Everybody knows that, right? Yeah.
Eventually.
So, I need to speak to about 3 parents afterwards. Starting with you, Lynn. Yes. But Sean, thank you. You've, other than getting a drone, which was a little disappointing, I'm not going to lie, but maybe something we can kick up. I might be calling you for the U13.
Hey, what?
Yeah, it's always nice to look at those memories again, and maybe we can bend Sean's elbow. Maybe he can do like a best of, maybe for $39.95, and you can get a subscription.
As long as Robin helps me find the points. That's it.
I was thinking when I was writing this out, is there one specific event that was really stellar over the last 4 or 5 years? And it's so hard. But one that came to mind, I guess, was Manny's last game with us up in Lake Simcoe.
Yeah.
So we had our best striker in net for 3 years. Horrible position, but yeah. Manny played his last game and then went up from C straight to the A team. So good for him. Proud of him, what he can do. So I wanted to thank everybody that's contributed that so far. Mike and Mona for stepping in right after Robin went on to his coaching career. Thank you so much, dynamic duo. People would come up to me and they're like, John, what hotel are we staying at? I'm like, when do we leave? I don't know, talk to Mona. So I never booked a hotel room in my life. It was all done by her and Mike, so thank you so much. Dan and Ron's not here, but he's on his way. Thank you for stepping in, helping out this year. I needed 2 lawyers to keep me out of jail this year. Thank you very, very much. Nancy, thank you for allowing me to coach 2 children. Sometimes at the same time, I'd be at Pine Glen for 6 hours, not being punched in or getting paid.
That's just on us.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right, Robin. A big thank you to everybody here that would bring out the siblings, the children, the grandparents, the friends that are visiting, even Dita. Big thank you to Dita. Yeah. Right? It's always great. Really appreciated her wearing her non-Oakville colors on the one game. Boys, you need to thank all your parents for the drives before you can start driving, the late night games, the early morning practices, the tournaments, like myself, pretending there's fake meetings at 3 o'clock and booking your time off, but everybody needs to really thank all the parents that are here as well. So big round of applause. It was definitely a different year this year in terms of the way that the player structure moves, and I say it every year, and I just said it over here. We take a picture with our team, and lo and behold, one or two of those players never played a game for us. And once again, it was one of those years. But the thing about this team, this family, is that they're resilient. They just pull things together. We find ways to do it, and sometimes it's the U16C team coming out to help us. They're absolutely tremendous this year. And as soon as I was able to actually get an email to the U16A team, the floodgates opened and they were there to help us. They absolutely loved coming out and playing with you guys, just so you know. So big thank you to all of them. Where's Smiling Danny? There he is. Came out to every game, even though he was almost, he's done his 8 games. We'd see Danny there and working hard. I think he played, Robin's going to help me here, 3 or 4 years for us calling up. And thank you, Danny. Always smiling, always there ready to work with us. I particularly remember the one tournament where he knocked over a person twice his size. He smiled at him and then helped him up. The play's still going on, and I'm like, what are you doing? Treating him well. Andrew Botros was originally a call-up and then made the whole switch to the team, so we thank you very much for that. It's been I think Robin will touch on in this video. We started off by, like I said, having your parents drive you, to now this year you driving yourselves, and me asking, hey, is your dad or mom here? It's like, no. Me and 16 boys on Sunday night practice. So yeah, a mirror like that, especially he said, look, you can drive, yeah. So we've always played our game our way, no matter what. We played with dignity on and off the field. We didn't let, most of the time, other people influence the way that we acted. And we need to take that further. Some of you are sort of not stopping your soccer career, but stopping rep, maybe doing something in the year. Some of you are going out to tryouts tonight, so congratulations on both sets of groups there. Absolutely, great job. We've had some bumps along the way, nothing major. Milton first on the turf. I think Robin remembers that one. Well. Anytime we're in Georgetown, the friendly versus Milton, which is the first time ever I've had to pull a team off the field. Yeah, we're rogues. That being said, I'd like to now call up the boys. We've got something for each and every one of you for a job well done. So, Leo, we actually got your extra tape. No, if you want to come up here, Leo.
All right, Leo. Woo!
Leo, do you want to stand next to me?
Smile.
It's not tape, Leo, sorry.
Sorry.
Brayden. That's going to be to yell at you more, so hurry up! Dylan. Anthony Berdusco. Danny.
Keep smiling.
I didn't have to say smile.
Keep smiling, Danny.
It doesn't matter.
Botros.
Quick switch.
Andrew. Is he taller than me now? I think so.
Yeah.
Patrick, this guy's definitely taller. And an amazing mother. Justin. Focus on those running too.
Oh, wow.
Domenico. Christopher. Samir. He doesn't have a first name. I call him Vieira. Okay, Matt. Come on, Matt. Come on, Matt.
Way to go, son.
Joshua.
Come on, sunshine.
Come here, sunshine.
Yeah, apple cherry!
Roland. Luca or red card for those orange. We're still in line to appeal this. Don't worry. All the boys have their shirts. Did we miss anybody? No? Okay, great. Sure. We've got something out for all the first aiders, even you, Hubert. We'll call you up one at a time to come up and then we'll do a group picture. One at a time. He just said, Steve, my mom happy. That's what he said. Yeah. Yeah. Tina. The lady who wants to run the show, Dorinda. Hubert, Santa Claus. Okay, you guys will take a picture. Boys, you should be applauding the loudest. These guys definitely were running the show. So there's a few more thank yous, so if your name's called up, please come up. Amir, for all your great pictures. Can you come up, please? Where would we be without our corner flags? Joe!
Watching Portugal qualify.
Sean, if you can come from behind that camera, we've got something to share. Robin, if you can come up, please. I had some help on the field this year, especially for finishing. Got something for you, Eddie, if you want to come up here, please. Thank you. Thank you again for all your help this year. Everybody here, thank you so much for, we're still gonna have some food and we're gonna have a few other things. We're just waiting for Ron to arrive as well. So hopefully everybody's enjoying the t-shirts and you see what we've done. Everybody's name is repeated several times. It's encompassed on there, so I hope you guys enjoy it and remember it. Thank you again for everybody that's helped out so far this year. We're gonna be back soon. I think the food is just about ready. No, it is ready. I just checked. Okay, it is ready. So maybe the middle table will go first. They're looking a little hungry. All the parents can go to the bar. We'll be back in a little bit, but everybody enjoy your luncheon. Thank you. We'll just wait for Hubert. No, we're gonna wait for Hubert. Everybody look at Hubert. It's called peer pressure. That's good. We're going to get on to the next part of the luncheon here. Some of the awards and some more thank yous. I told you you're going to be tired of me saying thank you, but a little while ago we sent out an email and we asked the players to rate 3 different categories, and you guys did a great job, so thank you so much. One category I had some influence on, but we'll get to that in just a minute. So we'll get to that right now. A couple things before we get to the awards. I wanted to say a special thank you to Anthony Berdusco. Played up a year, the entire year. Thank you very much. I know I'm a lot better than your dad, you just didn't want to say that, but that's okay. We'll leave that alone.
Got the smile.
But seriously, Anthony, the minutes you played, you did not show that you were playing up a year. Thank you very much for coming out. We're going to start off with one of my favorite awards, Most Improved. This award every year is a tough one, and I've decided to let the players decide amongst themselves, and it was really easy for me to do the calculation because almost every check went to the certain players, and it's with great enjoyment that I give this award to this player. Most Improved in 2018, Andrew Botros. You're very welcome. The players chose a couple more awards, and give you a quick snapshot of that. Player's player. This is somebody that, actually we'll skip that one. We go to the coach's player. This is the one that I had influence on. Finally, that's something. Yeah, my last crack at this anyways. Somebody that works really hard. Somebody that picks up the pieces when things haven't gone right. Somebody that comes up big every single game. Someone that sometimes carries the team when we fall asleep. Someone that I've been accused of being too nice to by his father. So this year's coach's player, Brandon Pinto. I gotta keep him up here. So everybody's noticed the jewelry he's got, right? So great idea to get your ears pierced halfway through the season. So I want to thank everybody in his family for that. Okay. So there were times when Braden's like, I can't take him out. So I said, okay. I stood here while the ref stood there. As the ref was checking, I kept moving over and over. Braden kept moving over. So there was a few games that I actually did play with those. So we won't repeat that to the club. But, Brady came up massive game after game when we fell asleep, or the referees didn't know how to raise their flag. But thank you so much. Absolutely awesome what you did.
Yeah.
This next award is what they call the Player's Player. Someone that, again, plays for the next guy next to him, plays 100% of the time, gives 100%. Someone that you can really count on day in and day out, no matter where they are in the field. Again, hands down, just the amount of people that checked this name off was really easy for me to put this award together. This year's Player's Player, Justin Rebella. So one more. MVP. What exactly defines MVP? So many things can go into this. Someone that, again, no matter where he's playing, will give 100%. On and off the field is a true leader. Someone that, you know, no matter what the odds are, would never back down to a fight, whether it's against the other team, the other parents, or even the referees. And that's what we love about this guy. We had a few players like that this year. We knew a few years back something special about this young man. When one of our players was knocked out and he had enough of it. Yeah, so this year's MVP, hands down, Dylan Stratton. A few more things, a few more thank yous. Ron showed up late, so I just wanted to ask Ron to come up here. I want to say thank you very much for all your help efforts this year. We had to kind of fly by the seat of our pants a few games when, you know, we looked at each other and the refs were asking us for ref fees. Yeah, and Ron would go over to the parents and like, who's got $18? That's what everybody carries nowadays, is $18, right? But Ron, we made it. We absolutely made it. So I've got a little something for you if you want to come up here. Ron, thank you. Bigger than me?
Just a little bit.
One more we got there. Big thank you, Mike. Day in, day out, you've always been there helping us out. Past few years, even when we can only communicate via text and phone, you were there helping us out. So that we thank you so, so much. I think now, Robin, you've got something ready for the boys?
Sure.
And then Ron, you wanted a couple of minutes as well.
Okay.
And then Mona. Applause to everybody that helped Robin put this together. It was a great, Robin, awesome to see the boys, how you had the whole transition there from some of the pictures of like U5, U6. And it's absolutely awesome. Thank you very much for putting that together. Oh, Roland needs to, okay, we're going to give this space to Roland right now, and then I think Ron. And that's probably the official part of it over, and then we'll have the midnight buffet, and then the baked Alaska. And the porchetta's coming out.
I just had a couple things to say. I'll try and keep it under an hour. Good job. This is for you, Ron. Thank you for everything that you've done for the team. Cool. So, 5 years, hundreds of games, and countless hours of practice on and off the field. I think everyone here today can agree that the last couple of years have not been the easiest or a straight shot to success, but the hard work and dedication of parents, players, siblings, and coaches have made it worth every second. First and foremost, I would like to look back and appreciate the unbelievable amount of commitment, planning, communication, training hours, and support given by a very special someone. Coach John, you've done so much more for this team than just been there for practices and games. You have given the boys a positive environment to develop their skills, make friends, and most important of all, have fun regardless of the scoreboard. Whether it's 7 a.m. practices in the middle of winter or 9 p.m. games on school nights, your unconditional support for every single person involved with this team has helped us become the best we can be and develop our skills in an enjoyable way. Your support has helped us grow in all areas of life, not just on the field. Developing skills such as collaboration, commitment, and responsibility has helped the boys grow as people and has given us something to appreciate and be proud of that is not a medal or a trophy collecting dust. You have been a role model for both parents and players, helping us handle stress, disappointment, and difficulty in our lives, all the while teaching us the importance of friendship and chemistry and the relations that we create with the people around us. It's amazing that no matter who decides to leave at the end of the season or who joins the team after tryouts, everyone is supported, feels included, and to a lot of us, this team has been so much more than just a team. It has been a place to enjoy ourselves, to talk to our friends, and a second family. Our experiences on this team have provided us with a solid foundation for future endeavors as we move into our adult lives. A lot of the boys have part-time jobs, and you've been there as a reference on many of our resumes. There's only so much that school can teach you about teamwork and collaboration, hard work and dedication, and you've been there to fill in the gaps. There's no doubt in my mind that every single player sitting here today has what it takes to be successful in whatever they choose to do in the coming years, and you have played a big part in helping us reach that level. As Coach John said, it takes a lot more than just one person to run a team, and I also want to thank everyone that has helped out to make this team run as smoothly as it did. Thank you to Steve, Hubert, Eddie, and Robin for stepping in to run practices and making sure that the boys are prepared for upcoming games. Thank you to Mike and Ron for all your behind-the-scenes work, making sure that our paperwork and finances are in order. Thank you Lynn, Dorinda, Tina, and Leanne for all of your first aid work, taking care of Domenico on the bench.
Thanks, Roland.
Absolutely.
Had to be on the last day, too.
And thank you to all the parents and siblings for driving the boys to all the practices and supporting us at every single game over the last 5 years. Finally, thank you again, Coach John, for your endless planning, effort, volunteer time that you've contributed to this team. None of this would be possible if not for all of the hard work and dedication. As we wrap up our final season, we wish you the best of luck and much success going forward with your new U13 team. Thank you for making the past 5 years the most memorable ones in the club.
So I'll try to keep this brief, and I don't think anybody can thank John the way Roland did or the way the players can. But I've been trying to think probably for 4 years now of the right way to thank John, and this won't do it the right way, but I'm going to give it a shot.
You gonna sing?
It's right up. I'll caution you, this is going to sound like a story about me, but it's really not, so very So we have a Facebook account that we created probably 10 or 12 years ago. And I think we created it initially when the boys went off to camp because their camp had a page you could log on to and you could see what they were doing and what their activities were. And we've never really used it since then. But every couple of years we jump on for something. And about 2 years ago I was on, I don't remember why, and somebody had posted a picture of a soccer team, not unlike the one that you've seen up here today. And it was a team that I played on when I was probably 2 years younger than these guys. And it's a team that played its last game half a lifetime ago and half a world away. And the photo was taken minutes after we had won what was then the biggest game of our lives. And you can see the anxiety and the excitement and the elation and the pride on the face of all the boys in the picture. And that team has stayed with me ever since then. And even now, I can hear my coach's voice. I can remember the bus ride that we took from the school to the field that morning. I can see the boots that I wore, I can still see them in my mind. I remember the order that we took penalties in after extra time. I can still remember who scored and who didn't. And I thought, over all those years, it was probably just me that had those memories, but when I saw that photo and I saw the comments that were posted from other people on the team, guys who are now in their 40s, approaching their 50s, I realized that it had stayed with all of us. And there were jokes about our goalie, there were memories of the games that led up to the final, there were memories of that game in particular. And I realized that we had all played that game, and we had all gone our separate ways after that, and gone forward into our lives, but in many ways that team and that day and that game stayed with us forever. And when guys have gone out, they've met girlfriends and gotten married, they told their wives and their girlfriends about their teammates and that game. They had families, they raised their families, they found careers, lost careers. But through all of that, they had drawn strength and courage from that team and the memories that went with that team. So for all you guys, I hope the last 5 years have been as magical for you as they have been, I think, for all parents. But the best part is it doesn't end here. A lot of what you've learned and a lot of what you've done in the last 5 years will stay with you forever. And I have no doubt that you're going to go on and have families and kids, and likely one of you one day, your child will be complaining about how hard something is or how challenging a situation is, and you'll turn to them and say, if you think that's tough, let me tell you about this night in Georgetown. I'm equally certain that some of you will continue playing the game and you'll love the game, and likely some of you will coach. And I think for those of you who do coach, if a call goes against you, your players are probably going to turn and look at you on the sideline and catch a little bit of this. And we all know where you learned that. So I think in many ways, and it will take years for you to understand this, but you're going to continue to draw strength and lean on each other for the rest of your lives. And I think you'll jump in for that. For the number one fans, as John calls them, Camille and Rachel, and Patrick and Alessia, Melissa, Aaron,
Maya.
who am I missing?
Maya.
You suffered through bug bites and you went through a lot of games, a lot of tournaments, and the weekends, I think, will stay with you. You ate a lot of bad food. You played a lot of Minecraft. and you swam in a lot of hyper-chlorinated pools, but I think those days will stay with you forever. So again, give John a thank for that. In the best possible way. And I think probably the most fortunate of all of us here are the parents, because in many ways we got to see our boys turn into heroes before our eyes. And that's a lucky thing to experience. And I think I didn't realize this 5 years ago when all this started, but I understand it now. As a parent, as your child approaches that sort of dangerous age of 13 or 14, and the world opens up and all the risks and possibilities and choices that are available to them at that point, what you really are hoping for, and I didn't know this, but what you're really hoping for is something that will anchor them over those years, and something that can be a purpose for them over those years. And this team and their coach was that for these boys over the last 5 years. And we're fortunate as parents that they have that. And if you're really, really lucky, I think, if your child finds that anchor, then if with that anchor comes a mentor or a coach who leads them with integrity and humility and decency and teaches them how to win with class and lose with class and play with class, then there's really nothing we can hope for. And I think back to all the evenings I came home from work and walked in the door and Dylan's OSC bag was packed by the door and he was ready to go. He was coming down the stairs with the bag on his shoulder and he was ready to go. And that very simple rhythm, school, soccer, and family and friends just always felt so perfect. I think it was. So I think to everybody who supported this team over the last 5 years, thank you. The first aiders, Mike and Lorna, Nancy for all the time. You allowed John to do this. Sean, with your videos, you know, I think I told you Dylan has his personal highlight reel that he's created.
I love it. Dylan, I love that.
And for Eddie and Huber and Steve, if he's here, everybody who stepped in when we people stepped in around everything you've done, both when you were with the team in a real capacity and even when you haven't been and you still been supporting. Thank you. You've given us something that we'll all take with us for the rest of our lives.
All right.
We'll play the video again. We don't have enough tissue, I just checked. In case you're wondering, when Monte was doing this to me, what he was telling me is, John, you need a whistle. So I told him yesterday I bought a whistle, so he's happy that I got a whistle. So, but that was his biggest problem, and I had to make sure I had a whistle. Ron, thank you so much. Roland, thank you so much. Like I said to you, the word thank you is going to be repeated here about 1 million times today. This is not about one person, it's about this community, this family, and everybody with it. We've had players come and go, you know, I'm going to miss some names, but, you know, Manny, you know, Joe, and, you know, the two Ahmeds and Ahmad, and, you know, the core's been here, and we've just always, you know, kind of come together no matter what the circumstance. I'll give you a prime example. Everybody knows that I'm with the U13s, and I got a good chuckle this week as we sent out our letters of offer, and they copied me on every email, and 2 emails came back and said, my son will not play for a C team. So Chris kind of giggled and called me and said, did you see that? I said, yeah. I said, he goes, they don't know what they're missing. He goes, you know, between you and Robert and the cohesiveness that you guys have, it's going to be an amazing season. So it's unfortunate that we have to put letters or colors or something to distinguish between A, B, and C, or blue, black, red. I don't know how they do it nowadays, but at the end of the day, you guys here went up against any A team and took them down. You guys were not scared once, and it showed. I can't believe how much hardware we have. I know I had to build a display case for my Fiat. Thanks, Nix. So I'm going to wrap it up. And, but again, if anybody wanted to say anything, it's kind of an open mic thing here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for this year. It's been an awesome year. spilled coffee,